Hello everybody. Today in this quick video I'm going to show you how to navigate our digital space so you can complete your vocabulary assignments. I'm going to walk you through how to move around and interact with this activity. So let's get started. First off, if anyone needs help accessing the link, it should be on Blackboard and it will take you directly to this vocabulary page. Our section focuses on the three astronomy vocabulary terms: orbit, axis, and eclipse. So first, to get a better view of the vocabulary choices, we're going to be using the zoom in function. If you're on the computer, on a Windows computer, you can use the control and the scroll. And if you're on a Mac, it's going to be command and then the plus or minus button. So for Windows control, it's going to be the bottom left button. It says CTRL. Hit that, and then you just scroll with your mouse wheel. We'll zoom in. We can't, unfortunately, position too well. I can hit that, move it over a little bit. So yeah, you just use that zoom feature. Let's narrow in on orbit. Alright, so step one. We have here a word box, and right next to it we have a sentence that is a fill in the blank. So right off the bat, you know you'll be able to fill in what each vocabulary word is. Here you can directly type in the word. But how do you know what word to use? Well, fortunately, in this box above up here, there are numerous key identifiers to help pinpoint what each vocabulary term means. So let's just look at one of these pictures. Go ahead, click on it. You can zoom in even further if you would like. Or another thing you can do is you can always make it a little bigger, just so it's easier to see. Okay. So you look at this, and you can compare two or three of the pictures. Try to identify some similarities and some differences. And then once you got a good grasp of each picture, over here is a box that has synonyms and antonyms. I personally think it's a good idea to take each synonym and apply it to each picture. And then when you're done, go over the antonyms and explain why each word is an antonym in each picture. So let's go over one. So let's just look at this picture. Here we have, looks like some kids running around in a circle. There are some signs on around the circle with arrows indicating that they're just going to keep looping. There doesn't seem to be a real stop to the track. Okay, so how does this compare to some of these synonyms? Well, I definitely see that they're following a path, and the path is a loop. Non-stop, and same thing, the track. They're on track, they're following a non-stop loop. I do not see any collisions. There are no stop and starting marks, and it seems very ordered. They're not just wandering their own paths. So those are all identifiers for what an orbit is. So now that we kind of have an idea about what this picture means and how these words all relate, we can go down to the sentence box, which is the bulk of the assignment, the important part. And we just read it. A blank or an blank is the blank an object takes around blah blah blah. Alright. So here we will go through these words and figure out which applies to make it an accurate statement. And then in the space below, I want you guys to expand on that thought. How does this apply to astronomy? And what might we use this word for in the future to discuss? These are just your ideas, and I want you to think about what will help you remember the words. Alright, zooming out. And then when we are done, we are going to be responding to our peers. So we're going to go to our friends assignment, and we're going to zoom in. Again, I can't move it, but we'll look at this. So you take a sticky note. I really like what you wrote because. And then you're going to take it, say Johnny filled this out, made a very beautiful response, and we just write what we like. I really like what you wrote because you were able to relate what an orbit is to everyday life in order to put it in context. That way, not only are you able to reflect, oh, and then of course add your names when you're done. Not only are you able to reflect upon the images and your thoughts about an orbit, but once you learn what the vocabulary word means, any of the three vocabulary words, once you learn what it means and you're able to reflect on it, I want you to use your peers' reflections to help strengthen that understanding of the word. Alright, and that's it. Now you know how to navigate the space and interact with the activity. I want you guys to respond in different ways and learn from each other while you're exploring these words. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and enjoy the assignment.